Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two-Player Co-op Podcast, which is episode 383. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Fantastic. This podcast is brought to you by Menin. I screwed that up so bad.
Nailed it.
By Menin. If this is the first time you're ever seeing, hearing, or listening to us and you're confused, that's okay. This is the Two-Player Co-op Podcast.
Get used to it.
Yeah, where just about every other week, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure you like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. If you only listen on audio services, that's cool too. Just give us a thumbs up, 5-star review, or whatever your service allows. If you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, where we got a lot of different benefits for you people. But the most popular is the $5 producer tier, where you get to watch us record the podcast live on YouTube as we're doing right now. You also get a bonus episode every month. And if you miss the live recording, you can always see the podcast on YouTube one day early before it goes up. Some of our patrons deserve a shout out, just like the man with the bar named after him, our patron saint, Mr. John Tingley, as well as our affiliates, Derek Bamford, James Solar. Make sure you check out James Games and more on YouTube. And Mom. We need a favorite commercials bonus episode. Holy shit. Text me that right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fantastic.
Text Kevin.
Merch. Cool t-shirts. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. And our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, and Dustin Downs. Cool t-shirt in Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, Dustin.
By Menin. Favorite t-shirts. I mean,
commercials, dumbass.
Commercials. And now there's a timer going. I don't know what's going on.
And there's a game being played. What is happening here? What am I seeing? Is that ChatGPT?
No, it's a game that I was playing. But I don't know if that text never sent.
No kidding. Oh, Sean. We did not podcast last week. There was no news. But also, we were doing something that was on my bucket list, I must say. I don't know. Did we even say this in the... I don't know.
We haven't podcasted it.
No. I know that, but I don't think we even said it in the Discord. But...
Oh.
Why'd you text me? Oh, yeah. That's why you texted me.
Why are you texting me?
Commercials. Idiot. Last week, I went Thursday. He went Saturday. A little ride down the road down to a town called Nashville to see Metallica. And it was friggin' awesome. It's like one of the... I kept saying before we went, I was like, I think this might be my last bucket list concert that I haven't been to. And then Sean and I came up with like 5 more that I haven't seen yet. But I'm so glad we went. Did you know they were playing before Mom said anything? Because I had no idea.
Well, we were the one that told Mom. We're like, hey, if we go, can the girls stay at your house? And then she was like, I wonder if Kevin knows. Nick might want to go. And I was like,
thanks for texting me, Sean. No, Mom.
Well, no, I remember when they first announced that tour. It was back, I don't know, January. It was a long time ago. And we were thinking about going. And then it was the night of the daddy-daughter dance. I got home, and Brittany was like, so I have a proposition. I'm like, oh, God. And she's like, Metallica's playing in Nashville this weekend. I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that. Mm-hmm. She's like, do you want to go? I'm like, yeah.
What's
and then
the
it just kind of.
Oh, I thought it was like, well,
yeah,
go,
that was it.
then.
No, do you want to go?
I don't think that's a proposition. That's just a question.
Isn't that a proposition?
I don't know what a proposition is. A question?
Basically.
It was fantastic. So they did 16 songs each night. Oh, I saw when I never asked you about that, but when I was looking at the set list, or no, it was the next day when I went back and looked at the set list, it said the show was delayed like 45 minutes. What happened? Just the crazy storms. So 9 Kills or something. I've never heard of them. Went on opener, whatever. Yeah. Limp Bizkit killed it. Really?
He's looking a little gray, but they haven't missed a step. It was awesome.
I was talking to one of the guys at work, Brian, and he was saying that West Borland supposedly now
is like
very normal. And
not at this show.
Oh, okay.
He was wearing like a whole, I don't even know, like Aztec. I don't know what he's wearing. That's he's not that normal.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fine. And then it was like a half hour or so between Limp Bizkit and Metallica.
Yeah.
I mean, about a half hour went by. I'm just like, come on. And so I don't know if they were like, it's probably going to storm soon. Let's wait. Like, I don't know how long you had between Pantera and Metallica.
Oh, it was 30, 45 minutes. Yeah. It was
okay. So maybe it wasn't, maybe that was par for the course. But then the two end zone screens went bright red. It was like,
take cover.
Shelter. Yeah. Severe weather, take shelter, whatever. So all the seats like cleared out. Some of the people from the floor cleared out.
If you leave, you're not going to get your spot.
But that was the thing. I mean, I was like 4 or 5 people away from the stage, and I was like, "Go on, go, get out."
Yeah, you might die.
And
you
so
should go.
nobody left from the floor, so we all just got poured on, and like,
were you freezing after that?
it was kind of cold.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it wasn't that cold. It was like high 50s, but high 50s in being
Drenched.
wet. Yeah, it was kind of cold. But at the end of the day, it just kind of added to the atmosphere of it all. I understand why they didn't, but I think it would have been awesome if Metallica played during it. But yeah, we got soaked. At first, I was kind of annoyed, but then I'm like, when you're in the rain for about a minute, it's like, oh, what else is? I mean,
you can't get any more soaked.
Yeah, so that's when I was like, well, we're here. This was before. This was at 8:01. I don't know if this guy's posing for us or somebody else.
Is that a Fred Durst? He's wearing a red Yankees hat because of Fred Durst.
Yeah, probably. And then that was an hour later, and we were just soaked. So it was fine. I was kind of annoyed. I was more annoyed about the delay than the rain. Like I'm like, if I'm wet, I'm wet. Whatever.
At this point, what are you gonna do?
Right. But it definitely added to the whole ambiance experience, whatever. But yeah, it was a long time between them.
Yeah. I had Pantera for an opener my night. I would have much rather gone Saturday, but they played basically my favorite
Walk
song.
is the only Pantera song I know.
I don't know any of them. Even with Nick playing, I was like, I don't know any of these. And we went Thursday because my son, Nick, who's my guitar virtuoso, he went with us, and he's doing a Pantera band at School of Rock now, so he wanted to see them. I said, yeah, that's fine. But I think both nights were fantastic. Oh, I checked either yesterday or the day before. The MP3s aren't up yet for that concert, but I am going to buy them. But they said because they were doing 2 shows in Nashville, they said ahead of time, like, hey, it's a no repeat weekend. So anything we play Monday, night 1, we're not going to play night 2. So if you want to go to both shows, you don't have to worry about hearing the same 4 songs again. Although I would be like, if you're going to play the same, if you're going to repeat songs, they're awesome songs. So like, whatever. Right. But I ended up being glad we went Thursday because they played Nothing Else Matters. My wife almost started crying when you just hear that first.
Okay, so.
And then they played King Nothing, which is like one of my favorite Metallica songs of all time, and I thought there was no chance they would play it.
When I started talking about Moxie, we stayed at a hotel called Moxie. There's one in Memphis, too.
John Moxie?
Yeah. It's like a pretty no frills, but also kind of modern, usually like music-y themed hotel. Like they've got like vinyl records all over and like neon lights and blah blah blah, whatever.
MOXIE, is that what you said?
Yeah. But in our room was literally just just an acoustic guitar hanging on the wall, as if it were a decoration, but it was just a guitar.
MOXY. Weird.
Oh, it's Y. I assumed it was IE, but
I mean, that's what I assume.
But yeah, so I got the guitar off the wall and just boom, 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 because it's the only thing I can play on guitar. But
and Jess started looking up stuff like on the drive home and stuff, and like he apparently the reason that I can play that chord progression.
It's not really. It's just.
I know it's not. It's just
a note progression.
The reason the song starts with that is because he was on the phone with his girlfriend at the time, and he had the idea for the song in his hand, but he was talking to her on the phone like this. So he had the guitar with him, and he just had one hand. So he's like, boom, 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 boom. That's freaking awesome. Yeah, they played King Nothing. It was amazing. They ended with Moxie. The drink is terrible. Season 2 of Fallout is wrapped filming. I still need to watch season 1. Yeah, it was just like it was just unreal. Even some of the songs that I don't even care about, like they started with Creeping Death and Leper Messiah. And I was like, okay, I mean, they're killing it. Oh, and that's the other thing. So Hetfield is 61. I actually kind of figured he was probably older than that.
I never looked it up. I figured 60 to 65. I mean, he's been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah.
I figured maybe he was older.
Yeah, and I was so happy that, and I'm sure you feel the exact same way, we got to see them before it's like too
Before
late.
they're walking out.
Yeah, and I don't mean
with
too
a
late
cane.
like they're dead. Obviously, that would be way too late. But I just mean before they're geriatric. I mean, the amount of energy, and some of those songs, like they played I think Battery was right before Master of Puppets on ours. And I'm just looking at how fast they're like with Hetfield and Hammett on the guitars, and I'm like,
I forget how good
this?
Hetfield is at playing guitar. Like usually I just think of Hammett's playing the guitar, Hetfield's just singing, but he's killing it.
I had forgotten that too, and when I was looking up some stuff, like when I was waiting after Pantera was done, when we were waiting for Metallica. Oh yeah, so did you even go pee all night?
No.
Man.
I went between Limp Bizkit and Metallica.
Oh, okay.
Right after Limp Bizkit, I'm like, I gotta go now because this is my last chance. And then I ended up having
Brittany, don't
plenty of time. Yeah, I found my way back to it. But.
That I was seeing some, like, apparently a lot of people do consider him like one of the greatest rhythm guitar players of all time. And I was like, I don't think I've ever really realized it until when I was sitting there watching him live. I was like, damn, yeah, because I always just think of it's Kirk Hammett, It's like but I like to read that. Why am I looking at Moxie? So yeah, it was freaking awesome.
Have you ever paid attention to the lyrics to
Don't Drink the Water?
Fade to Black?
I've always sang them, but I never really paid attention until I was out before the concert.
Okay.
I was out there vacuuming the pool, and I think it was like For Whom the Bell Tolls, and then Fade to Black came on back to back, and I was like, okay, and I was like, whoa, yeah.
So they did that song, and then he got on the mic after and did a whole thing about like, if anybody, just anybody out there that needs to hear this, just know, somebody loves you and blah blah, that whole kind of talk. I was like, I'm like, Fade to Black. I wonder if that's like about suicide or something. And then on the way home the next day, I looked up the lyrics. I'm like, oh, this is definitely about suicide. Like, not even trying, like, just blatantly about it. And I'm like, wow, I never actually listened to the lyrics before. But
yeah. I like, and they played For Whom the Bell Tolls too, right? Mm-hmm. And One for you.
I think out of all the songs that I figured they would play based on what they played for you and figuring out what was left, the only one I hoped they'd play, but kind of figured they wouldn't, was Hero of the Day. Because I feel like that's not that big a song for them. It's one of my favorites.
I think they did release it as a single, though. But yeah, that song is amazing.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. So I was hoping they would play it, and they didn't. And I kind of figured they wouldn't, but...
But it's like going to a Metallica concert is like going to a Dave Matthews concert. When you've got 10, 11 albums, there's literally, unless they play for 5 hours, it's impossible for you to hear every song you want to hear.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, if they could have merged those two concerts into one 4-hour concert, it would have been the best concert I've ever been to in my life by a mile. And it was still right up there. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah.
I would like to be the last people on earth to have this conversation because it took the world by storm 2 weeks ago, and we got to do it. 100 men versus a gorilla.
100 men would win.
No, okay, good.
They would.
How?
Because unless you fight like you're in like a 90s kung fu movie where it's like, send one guy at a time to get their butt beaten and then send the next guy. Like, if you send 100 guys at a gorilla, okay, 10 guys on a gorilla, of course not. 100 guys is a lot of guys.
But you can't get 100 guys onto one gorilla. That's my thing. Like, you can tell people, okay, like, you're going to come up from behind and you're going to grab him around the neck and whatever. And
I feel like if you had 100 guys that just went, and just all.
But all you're going to do is
came-
push the people in front, and he's just
Okay,
gonna
but
kill
you're
them
gonna-
all. He's going to bite their face off, and then he's going to rip an arm off and hit the other guy with it. Like, I don't think it's a slam dunk that
I
the
feel like
gorilla
100
wins.
guys. That's a lot of guys.
It's a lot of dudes, but let me see here because I had looked this up. I was like, okay, so how?
It's not like a gorilla's gonna go "Bruh," and like throw 30 guys off him at once, and then 30 guys more, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh well, now we're down to 40 guys. Like, he's only gonna be able to fight off so many at a time. It's not like it's a T-Rex, I guess is what I'm saying.
This wildlife expert said most people overestimate the size, strength, intelligence, and endurance and aggressiveness of a silverback. On average, a male silverback is 300 to 400 pounds. The largest ever was almost 600. Still massive, and is probably around 4 to 5 times stronger than the average man who works out. I've seen numbers that were up as high as like they're 12 times as strong. But this isn't enough to just rip apart every man instantaneously before a couple guys on each limb are able to restrain him. I don't know how. I just don't see that happening. Like, I just feel like, have you seen their teeth? The one thing he was saying.
Yeah, when they're like, I mean, I'm thinking of King Kong, but he's basically a gorilla, and he's like,
yeah,
he's
but
got,
just
fangs.
that's what I'm saying. Just think about, like, it's not just his arms and his legs. Like,
But I don't think gorillas are going to be biting people. I think they're probably using their arms and stuff. I don't think. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get bitten.
look up Emu War and tell me the gorilla doesn't win. Derek's on my side.
I don't know what that is.
It's on YouTube, obviously. It's going to be 100 emus versus a gorilla, I'm guessing. But, like, I do get it that, like, they don't have the endurance. But also, you're just saying 100 random guys. I'm not saying women.
I'm not saying
I'm
100
also
Brock
saying not-
Lesnar's.
Right, or Navy SEALs, or Ken Shamrocks, or Warren Sapp in his prime, whatever. I'm not saying that. Like, just 100 dudes. The first few dudes, and this is all assuming that, like, the first few people, whether you're doing this whole rugby thing around him like you're saying, or
I mean, I wouldn't want to be one of those first ones in.
you're dead. And then everyone else is like, I heard somebody saying that it's like you almost would have to have like 100 androids that like don't have fear, but they're humanoid robot. We've got all these robots now, 100 of them, because they won't have fear. They're just robots. No, that's not fair, because it's a lot easier to kill a person than to kill a robot.
You can't kill a robot.
Well, that's the problem. Emu War was a military operation. It was not emus versus a gorilla. Not a full-fledged war undertaken by the Australian military in 1932 to control the emu population. The military operation was ultimately a failure. The emus survived in large numbers, and the troops were recalled after about a month. So we can't even kill emus?
Okay, but
And they got
that's
guns.
emus, not solitary emu.
Oh, okay, yes, because a solitary emu is not scary at all. I just think the amount of power, and they were I heard one podcast I was listening to. They were talking about like the average PSI that they can punch with, 2,700 PSI or something like that.
What was Ivan Drago?
I don't know, 75,000. But that's they hit like Drago, because like a good puncher, like for male, like a in shape dude is like 1,200 or something. Like for a boxer, 1,200, 1,300 PSI. This dude's twice as, like, if he just touches you, you're dead. And yeah, he is going to be biting because he's going to be pissed. He's going to be like, where did these 100 dudes come from? I'm going to survive.
I don't know. I'm not saying I would want to be one of those 100 guys, but I would put money on the 100. I'd have to see the 100 guys first. If it was like
100 Ralphuses.
Depends on who the 100 are.
Ralphie.
I think 100 in shape. I'm not saying
100 of me and you. Not with our mindset, but 100 dudes like us, you're saying. You really think could kill a gorilla?
I think so. 100 is a lot.
I understand that. And like the only way I could see it happening is if you get somebody that's close enough, because I don't think, even if you've got like 2 people on an arm, as strong as these things are, I don't think that's enough to hold his arms at bay. you have to get somebody, Colin was saying, you got to go for the eyes. You always go for the eyes. I'm like, yeah, a shark attacks you, you go for the eyes. I get it.
The eyes are the groin of the head.
They are. Who said, was that Kramer?
Dwight.
Oh, yeah. Same thing. You have to go for the eyes, but you have to get close enough to get the eyes. Or you have to go, they're like people, just punch them in the balls. I get that. But you got to get close enough. And also, how do they react when they get kicked in the balls? Do they react like we do? Like, does it hurt?
What if it's a female gorilla?
The female gorilla we would kill.
Are they that different?
Yeah, the silverback males. I was trying to be a sexist. I couldn't even think of anything to say. But the silverbacks, the males are much.
All right, what about 100 women versus
aggressive.
a female gorilla?
No chance.
Which way? The gorilla?
The women are done. No, and I'm not even being.
What about 100 Rhea Ripleys versus a female gorilla?
I don't think Rhea Ripley. I don't know how good a fighter she actually is. 100 Ronda Rouseys in her prime. I think they're going to take that female gorilla. Yeah,
but I don't think fighting a gorilla. I don't think you need to know how to fight. I think you just have to be as strong as you can be.
And you got to be able to take a punch.
I don't know if anybody.
I don't think you can. Yes. They punch you once. Did we learn nothing from Planet of the Apes? Exactly. It's like, remember?
I never saw the remakes.
Do you remember what Crush's? This has nothing to do with Planet of the Apes. Do you remember what Crush's finisher was for a while?
Didn't you just crush your head or something?
No. Remember the heart punch? He would put your arm back like this and then just
punch you in the chest.
Stretch out your pec and then he would just punch you here. It's like, oh! Imagine if the gorilla did a heart punch like Crush.
I don't remember that.
Now, obviously, if you gave the humans, like Colin was saying, and I do agree with this, if it's just not like an empty arena, if there's like trees or rocks or anything, then it's over. Because we are smarter than that fucking thing, and we're going to make weapons. We're going to say, yeah, you 10 guys, I think you guys can take them. You go on there. I'm going to go. I'm going to make a
100 men with brass knuckles. Does that make the difference?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the next logical step is 100 men with like pocket knives. I feel like that definitely makes a difference.
It's over. I think then 10.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
How thick is their skin?
You're
gonna, but like, can a gorilla? I don't think I've ever watched two gorillas fight. Like, can a gorilla take a punch? I'm guessing it can.
From a human, yeah.
But
I don't know about from
knuckles?
another. Oh.
For me, he probably could.
All right, 100 humans with knives, one gorilla with brass knuckles, giant brass knuckles.
I don't think that helps him because I think he's better. This is so stupid. I don't think it helps him because I think he wants to. I mean, yeah, he's going to punch and stuff, but I don't think he's actually balling up his fist. I think he wants his hands open to either grab and throw or just wham. He smacks you in the side of the head, you're dead.
But gorillas aren't like kicking. I feel like they got legs. They got hands. You can only hit so many dudes at once, and they're gonna be slow. Not that slow, but like they're not gonna be like 100 hand slap.
Have you ever seen? Yeah.
Okay, there's one down. Meanwhile, you got 99 dudes behind him pounding on him.
I don't think so. Have you seen the clothesline from hell from John Bradshaw Layfield?
I have.
If he imagine that being Coco B. No, that's a wrestler. Coco's coming up and he's doing the clothesline from hell. Coco was a female, right?
Okay, so you knocked.
She was a chip or something.
2, maybe 3 out. You still got 97 more dudes there. Most of them who are behind the gorilla, just beating the crap out of him.
And he feels this. That's what you're doing. You're punching him in the back. Okay.
I don't know why you think that.
What?
That it would be the equivalent of this to a gorilla.
Gorilla. Because I think the only way you take him down with that many people, you have to get. I just don't see anything except like a kill shot. Like you have to either.
I feel like this would be the downfall of society.
Colin said this. What you're.
But if you find 100 people who are willing to sign their life away,
whoever stays alive,
put it on pay-per-view.
$1,000,000
But I don't know that I would watch it because I would feel bad for the gorilla. Because I would feel confident that the humans would win, and then I would feel bad for the gorilla. I'm like, I don't want to watch a gorilla just get beaten to death.
Harambe died so that we could have the Hunger Games. John Tingley, you walked into a good conversation.
My money's on the men.
My money is 100% on the gorilla. I think it's close.
I think 100. I think you underestimate 100 men.
But I think you also overestimate the confidence of 100 men because you have to take into account that these are people.
Okay, but are you literally picking random 100 people?
Yes.
Or are you picking 100 people that signed up, be like, yeah, let's do it? Because if it's random 100 people, one of the people might be
Brock Lesnar.
Well, I was going to say Casey. I mean, it could be the other direction. You might, like, if you're picking a random sampling from a crowd versus 100 people that sign up for it.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. Is it's 100 random adults, 18 and over, I would say.
Yeah.
What if you give the gorilla breast knuckles? And I'm like, well, actually, I don't think he would really like that. Like, it was such a measured response to such a stupid topic. All right. Well,
I don't know how you would get the breast knuckles on the gorilla.
He would have to be sleeping.
Probably.
How big are their knuckles? Their knuckles must be huge. If you think of a gorilla, because they've got like
they walk
big
around
old
like this, right?
fingers.
Don't they walk around like on these knuckles? They're not even walking like this. They walk like this, I feel like.
Oh God, it's just terrifying to think of like coming face to face with a gorilla.
I mean, Mario beat Donkey Kong by himself. That's 1-on-1.
Yeah, but he had him laugh. You're kidding me? All right, video game stuff. Switch to pre-orders. How many 5-year-olds could you take on?
Oh.
5-year-old. Wait, is Kira 5 or 6?
6.
I could take on a bunch of Kiras.
Could you take on 100?
If I had a cup, yes. But I think at some point...
Does the gorilla have a cup?
No.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
Then you don't get a cup.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
I wouldn't even know how to... That's even harder for me to try to
I couldn't
play
hit
out
a
in my head.
5-year-old.
I could. If there's 100 of them ganging up on me, I'd beat the crap out of them.
100 little Chuckies. All right, Switch 2. Pre-orders went up. It was a colossal cluster. I stayed up till 11 our time, which is way past my bedtime. And I got onto Target, and I really didn't have any issues once it actually went up. I signed in. I had my thing. I was like, well, this was very easy. I'm going to sleep. Okay. Wake up, and Sean and everybody's in the Discord like, I can't get it to add. It's not going to. You tried all 3 sites, right? Walmart,
Target was the first one I went to, and there was something weird. I don't even remember what now, but something weird happened. But I eventually got it in my cart. I'm like, go. And then I got to like the payment screen. I added everything. It's like error, click here to fix this error or whatever. But there's no, like, none of the fields were like highlighted red or anything like that. I'm like, what do you want me to fix? I'd go back, go forward, and it would just never submit. So I think it was probably never in my cart.
Yeah.
Even though it said it was, and that's why it just couldn't actually process. And yeah.
Okay. We're in the Truman Show. It's your time to purchase Nintendo Switch 2. I just got my email.
There you go.
Well, Brian at work, I'm going to tell him that if he doesn't get one, I told him he can have mine now, because I'm not trying to buy one of these and scalp it. Like, he can have it. I got it from Target. I had no issues. I wake up the next morning. I'm like, Sean, did you get it? Nope. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Target. Justin Davis on GameScoop was saying he ended up getting one, but with Target, he got it in the cart. He went to check out. He puts in his credit card, and it's like, we're not accepting Apple Pay as a form of payment here. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? I put in my credit cards. Like, I think Target was just completely blank.
It boggles my mind that in the year 2025,
that this still happens.
This is still how we do things.
5 years after PS5, it's still this way.
Yeah. I don't know. It drives me nuts. I was a little upset, but I was more upset because I was up till like 12:30 and I couldn't get one. I'm like, I know I'm going to get one, so I wasn't that upset. I'm just more upset about the fact that I could have been sleeping.
Yes.
Like, if I wouldn't even have tried and just could have slept.
If you could see the future, yeah.
Yeah, but I knew, but even without seeing the future, I'm like, I know I will get one eventually. They will continue to come up, like, it'll all work out, and it eventually did, but like...
When was it the next day, or was it like 2 days later? When
was it? Because I think it was over a weekend. I think I got it on like a Saturday or Sunday morning.
It was Thursday they went up.
I think I got
24th
it Saturday morning, maybe Sunday morning. Okay. It was a weekend morning.
Because it just randomly went up at Walmart. It went up at Walmart randomly, but it was only up at Walmart in like certain regions. It wasn't up nationwide. And And then GameStop was the next morning. Oh yeah, you were trying GameStop. I was over. Oh, because you had a meeting with and I'm over here going refresh, refresh, and I'm like, nothing's working. But we got it. I do not understand why this is still a thing. Were you using the Target app? Or the site?
No, I ended up getting it, and it didn't make a difference. But I was trying on the site.
I was doing mine in the app, so I don't know if that made a difference. But
yeah.
But yeah, I got it. Supposedly I'm getting it day of, I guess.
Mine says I'm getting it day of, but that's what my PS5 said, and I got it like the day after. Or 2 days. I don't know.
I know a lot of people that were getting it from Walmart, they were saying that it was like almost immediately. It was like, yeah, you're getting it June 11th.
Oh, mine said June 5th.
Target, thanks for shopping with us. We're getting...
Oh, I got my Nintendo one.
Actually, mine in the original email, it says June 6th to June 11th. Friday to Wednesday.
Oh, really?
That's not cool. That's not cool.
Mine says arrives by release date, June 5th.
Well, hell,
maybe early.
If I'm going to get mine late, then maybe I will. Just screw you. I'm just going to... Screw you, Brian. I'm just going to get mine from Nintendo and you can have my Target one. Come on. I just want to see my order, Target. Sign in with
it says that. I don't really believe it.
Right.
But at least it's not saying you'll get it when you get it.
Pre-ordered. I don't even see it here. Order placed. Yeah, I got it at 11:07. So 7 minutes after they went live, I was done. That's crazy. Shipping is free. Where? Pre-ordered. Estimated Wednesday, June 11th. That's going to piss me off. Oh, actually, no. Nintendo said that they're not going to get theirs. Those ones for the lottery, they're not going to get out.
Oh, yeah. You don't even get them through
Nintendo
for
launch day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. If it shows up the first day, great. If it doesn't, great. I'll be playing PlayStation, I guess. But yeah.
There's nothing, as much as I want this thing, there's not a whole lot that I'm like, oh my God, I have to play. Like, Mario Kart, okay. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It looks great. But I'm like, if I can't play that day one, I will have some FOMO, but I'm also like,
yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
I'm almost looking forward to more playing. I was going to say Skyward Sword. Tears of the Kingdom. It's 4K 60. Yeah. And like, do I start over on a new save?
I can't.
If the trick that I was hearing does work, where you can send your items to the cloud, to the... Oh, I need to watch the league again. I'll do that when the season starts. That you can send it to the app, and then if I can download them into my other save, like my Master's... I'm guessing you probably can't do the Master Sword, but like all my weapons and foods and all that crap, if I could do that, foods, then I'm gonna do it for sure.
Maybe. I don't know.
Hopefully, if you wanted one, you got one. I don't know if you did, but I hope you did. Last thing before we get into everything else, which is really everything we talk about is the last thing before we get into everything else. Except for the last thing. Because then there's never anything else. How about them Knicks also? Derek, I'm not sure if you're a Celtics fan, but I hate that they've gotten my hopes up. I'm still... they're going to lose the next 4
They
games.
better win the next two. Or
they better just sweep them. Yeah,
if they don't sweep them, I don't like
I know,
their odds.
I hate it. So The Last of Us, episodes 3 and 4. What did you think? I don't think we really need to talk about spoilers with these. It's not
I'm trying
like
to think of what happened.
It's not like episode
3.
2.
I thought 4 was really good. Honestly, I think all of them have been really good. I now am... Maybe I'm the last horse finishes the race, whatever. They're clearly just following the game.
When it said Seattle day 1, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding.
They're doing Ellie, and then next season will be Abby. Like, that's what they're doing. And that's probably the best way to do it. Like,
oh, what a good dog.
But does Act 3 all happen in season 3? Does that become like a season 4?
Hopefully they just...
That cannot be a whole season. That should be like the final 2
because
episodes.
It's just... I guess they could... See, I don't even remember what happened.
I think season 3 needs to be 8 to 10 episodes, not 7. And you do all the rest of the game in season 3, and then... That's it.
See, that's the thing with these last 2 episodes. It's like there is like 25 hours of game.
There's 3 left.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's like 25 hours of game. It's like the first 2 episodes I thought were paced so well, and they get up to that moment, which was for me about 2 hours in. This was 2 hours of TV. It was like it was paced perfectly. And now it's like, okay, you jump a few months ahead. You're getting out of the hospital. Okay, now she's heading to Seattle. Okay, now this is happening. And here's the scars. And then I love, oh my God, what's his name? Commissioner Gordon.
Jeffrey Wright.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that he plays Isaac in the game too. Like, obviously they didn't use his face, but he does the voice. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's why he's killing it. And I knew as soon as
I love that dude and everything.
Yes.
He's awesome.
When he got out, as soon as he got out, like after he did the thing in the truck, when he said the thing, he's like, yeah, you're all a bunch of dumbasses or whatever. When he got out of the truck, and I was like, yeah, I think I know what's about to happen. And then when he asked the one guy to get out, the guy that was like the fresh faced and he's not as bad as these other people, I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen. Then he shuts the door and walk over here. Hello, driver. I'm like, damn. But the chick, the lady, did you watch the preview for the next episode?
I don't remember. I don't think I did. Or if I did, I don't remember what it was. I mean, I think it's obvious, but I don't remember watching it.
It's when she finds Nora.
Yeah.
That's in the next episode.
Right. But I don't remember watching.
Well,
they didn't watch the
They
preview.
showed for the first time the spores being a thing.
Oh, I thought they weren't doing. Okay, I definitely.
That's what I
didn't watch
thought.
it.
But that's the whole thing with Nora, and she's like, "How do you have your mask off?" And I'm immune, bitch. And then pop. So she's going to do that. Also, they said something about we went down there and there wasn't even any rats or something like that. And then all of a sudden, it shows Ellie somewhere at the bottom of a building where it's very dark and there's all these columns and there's just.
Oh God.
I think they're doing the Rat King thing. I don't know how. Obviously, it's not going to be practical.
I think 5 is.
Wait, was that when you played as Ellie or was that Abby?
I think that was Ellie.
Yeah, okay.
I think 5 is just. What's her name?
Nora.
I think 6 is going to be very. I think we had a lot of flashbacks. I think 6 is going to be very Joel heavy and a boss fight. And then 7 is just. I'm curious.
What's the boss fight?
The Rat King thing.
Oh, okay. But I think that's happening this next episode, though, is what I'm saying.
Oh, you think?
That's what they made it look like.
I don't know. Oh, no. What? Anthony Edwards grabs ankle and has to be helped off court.
Well, now it's a fair fight if Steph's out and he's out.
I'm trying to figure out how it ends. Because when you're Ellie... How does the Ellie game end? You get there and it's like, whoop.
Cut to play after.
Cut back.
After Jesse.
Okay, but so the whole payoff with them
is not until you're there
as
Abby. Yeah. And then you have the boss fight.
When is the whole... Well, that's got to be with Abby. Never mind.
That's the best part of the game.
Man, I don't know. I think at this point, I feel like they're going to follow the game. Not necessarily story-wise, but pacing-wise, I'll say. Like, it's going to play out like the
day
game.
One, day two.
Season 2 will end where the first half of part 2 ended.
Yeah. I do think, though, I'm of the point now where I'm like...
Also, if they want us to ever kind of... And I may have said this last time we podcasted. If they want us to... If the goal is to get people to empathize with Abby...
It's going to be a lot harder to do when they're not controlling her. So it's going to have to be even more heavy-handed.
Well, but I was going to say we need to have a break.
Oh yeah, you need. Well,
everybody
they said it's
hates
going to be
her
like 2
right now.
years. Yeah,
right. If you push that off till season 3, give people some time to make their peace and move on, whatever. I think it'll have more of the effect that they want.
2 things. I'm to the point now where I don't know that we're going to get any flashbacks.
Oh, we will. We will.
But we saw him on the porch.
No, but they showed him in like the the fast cuts of like, here's what season 2 is, whatever. You see Joel like in the woods with no snow, like it's very green and walking around, like which I assume is the whole astronaut thing. Like
getting to
we
the
haven't
museum.
seen that yet. I don't remember when Future Days happens. Would that have happened by now?
No, I think it's.
I can't remember when in the game that happens.
He plays it for her in her room, I think, because he doesn't play it on the porch.
That's not part of the flashback. Flashback.
I think it is a flashback, but I think it's of him playing it in her, maybe in her room. I don't think it happens on the porch though. Like in my mind, I thought it was the. No, I don't need to look it up. In my mind, I thought it was the porch, but I don't. I actually don't think it is.
I don't know. Say what you want about the game. I get it. This is so different from season 1. Like, it's just so much more. I don't know. And I don't know. Season 1 was such a slow burn. And you can say about any kind of season 1 or first movie of a trilogy, whatever. Like, usually the first one is one of the better ones because it's like introducing everything and it's like building the world, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I loved about season 1. Season 2, the first episode was like so. It's like, hey, here's what everybody's been up to, whatever. And then episode 2 was like a million zombies, like here they come. And it just gave me Walking Dead vibes where it's just like, here's a bunch of zombies. And
the good Walking Dead or the bad?
I never cared for any of it.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's how every episode was. It's just like, here's a whole bunch of zombies, and what are you going to do? Oh, we made it. 3 and 4 have... I think 3 and 4 have been the best. I mean, 2 was done really well. I just...
hate it.
I didn't like... Man, I don't know. Even the part in Jackson, you know, the walled-in part.
Yeah.
I thought it was done well, but it was so against everything we've seen in season 1 that it just felt out of place.
Well, then
the other half was done really well, but I hated it. It's like done well, but hated it. It kind of enjoyed it, but didn't really like that I don't know. But to me, episodes 3 and 4 have been really good.
I think they've been good TV, but what I was going to say when you asked me if I watched them, and I was like, yeah, I've got thoughts. It's not like I was when I was playing The Last of Us Part 2, after that first 2 hours, I was playing it like out of spite. I was so like angry, especially when the flip happens and you play as Abby. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. They're really going to do this, really? This, I'm not watching it pissed off because first off, I knew what was going to happen. But there's something where I'm just like, I almost don't care anymore. And I don't know if it's just that one character had that. You can probably tell what we're talking about. But if it was just like that one character had such a presence or whatever, it's almost like he was more that character than what I was used to in the game. And maybe that's why I'm just like, I kind of like it was like the middle of Monday before I realized like, oh, I didn't watch The Last of Us. Oh, yeah, I didn't watch The Last of Us. Okay. And I watched it. It was fine. And the stuff where they go and they infiltrate the building and stuff like that, first off, disgusting. And I forgot that is from the game.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that. I thought you only saw the hanging people like in the forest and stuff when you're Abby. But no, that's in the game in like one of the buildings and stuff. I don't know. It's not bad, but now I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
What I'm worried about is that season 3...
I don't know how I'm going to watch season
is
3.
not going to be great.
No.
Because you need to be open to empathizing with that character.
Well, and that's... But
also, I feel like you said, I feel like I have faith in them. I'll put that out there. But at the same time, I feel like it's going to be so shove it down your throat, like
it already has,
which is your problem with the game. I get it. But also, like, season 2, you've got these people versus these people. You got good guys and bad guys. Season 3, it's what I assume they're going to do. You've got the bad guys who are all of a sudden supposed to be the good guys, and they're fighting like the scars. Like, I don't care about them. I didn't care about them in the game. I didn't care about the 2 main ones from the game. I didn't care about them as a whole. I just don't care about that.
The
So
only
I'm worried that season 3, I'm just going to be late. And I like Caitlin Dever. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
I'm worried I'm not going to really care about season 3.
The only thing I really care to see in season 3, as I think of it right now, is the escape from the burning island. Just to see if they can somehow do that on TV. I think that just visually it'd be one of the coolest things you've ever seen. But I do think that's why I think they knew that, like, you couldn't just have Abby show up in episode 2 with no backstory, get saved by Joel, and then everything happens. You had to have them be like, hey, by the way, something really bad happened to her. Like, it's like they had to, whereas in the game, we don't know any of that until we play as Abby, and then it's like, oh, he was this person. Okay.
You don't find that out until you play as her?
Whereas this, they were like, okay, here's the gravesite. This is all this. We're gonna, and then at the beginning of episode 2, we're gonna do the dream sequence. So it's very obvious what happened. One thing, I don't remember what happens to. Oh, I know everybody in that crew dies.
Yeah.
Except, does Ellie get to Owen?
I think so.
I can't remember
In
it.
like the aquarium or something.
That's where she kills Mel
Oh, really? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
and the dog Alice.
Or does get him? I really don't remember.
I can't
I'm just
remember.
throwing stuff out there at this point. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't. I don't remember a boss fight against him or anything. I definitely don't think that happened.
It was very end like you're getting shot at and you're just trying to like run over here and hide, and then you gotta run across here and hide, and then eventually you make your way there.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about the sniper. I'm talking about
okay.
Owen, I mean.
Owen.
No, I remember that.
I don't remember.
I was like, I think this is impossible is what I thought. When I got to the sniper thing, I was like, this is impossible. And then I get up there and I see who it is, and I was like,
just kill me.
freaking game. There was a scene in Fear the Walking Dead filmed near where I work. I was 2 hours late for work that day, and there was no warning at all.
Oh, weird.
Is The Walking Dead still going? Or Fear the Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead?
I think there's at least one spin-off still going. I don't know if the original is still going.
I think Daryl,
ended.
I think Death Stranding is getting a spin-off. What's his name? Daryl Dixon.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of his real name right now? Boondock Saints.
Fetus. Norman Reedus.
Norman Fetus. Yeah, you didn't know it either. You're like, it rhymes with fetus. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Have you played anything besides?
No.
Okay. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So I am now.
I would be willing to bet I'm further than you. So I'll let you.
So I have gotten to the point where I'm now in the 3. Based on if you count like the prologue or not, the 5th level, I would say.
So are you considering the Vatican Part 2 or Part 1?
Part 1.
Okay. Then we're the same general area. But I stopped and took a detour. Once I didn't even realize it was an option. I went back,
To
finished
clean up?
most of the Vatican, finished most of the second area. But I'm short on money. And
If I got to buy another lighter, I don't know where that money's coming from. Or a camera. Like, so I'm to the point where I just walked into the have you gotten to the hotel at the very beginning? Okay. So I walked in there.
I'm a decent ways into that part.
Okay. I just did after dude comes up behind me.
Yeah.
and like,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, where the fuck did you come from? By the way, Troy Baker, he wasn't eligible for anything last year at the Game Awards because of when this came out. I mean, obviously, I haven't played every game this year, and who knows what's going to happen, but like, he better at least be nominated. I cannot get over how freaking good he is as Indy. That he's Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
So I got to that point. The 3rd level, I guess we can talk about it in broad terms. It's not like it's that when you get to the snow, I was like, good God, this is just beautiful. And then I was like, what the frig? When you're walking around and you're like going through these little caves or whatever, and then you get up and
you see
that on the mountain, and I'm like, I was like,
what?
what the fuck is happening here? Like, what is that? I was like, did there used to be water over the Himalayas? Has that thing been there since the Great Flood or something? Like, what is happening? And then I figured it out before the thing at the end of the level happens. And after you read or you hear some of the dialogue or you read the diaries or whatever, it was clear that there was something otherworldly going on. And I knew that's what they were going to do to get out of it. Also, okay, when you're going into the Nazi camp and stuff and Gantz, and you fall through the roof, the ceiling of your mouth, and you fall onto Gantz and Voss. So like the army guy.
In the second area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing that whole tussle and all this, and then you fight whatever, and then he's like, at some point, Voss shoots the gun, but apparently he didn't hit anybody. I don't know if I just need to go back and watch that cutscene, but when it happened, I was like, oh, he just shot Voss by accident. Did you think that? But then Voss is like, oh my God, you saved my life. And I was like, did I just fall asleep for 10 seconds or something and miss something? Do you remember this?
I remember the cutscene, but I don't remember that specifically.
Because it's like the girl, why can't I remember the girl's name? Gina. It's like she's got the gun and then she loses it. And then like Voss, obviously he looked like he was like, I didn't save your life, but I'm glad you're, you're finally bowing down to me or whatever. I will say, I am invincible. And then the glass, I was like, oh, that was rough. I think it's fantastic. That whole fourth area then is so much fun. Is there collectibles there?
There's one.
I think the only thing I picked up was like a bandage.
There's a thing not...
How do you fast travel from where I'm at?
I don't know if you can do it right now and they don't tell you, or if you could do it right now, but you hit the trackpad and it's like map, journals, books, whatever. The fourth one I think says travels.
Okay.
And it shows Castle, Vatican, and you can just like revisit. I mean, it takes you back there.
And you don't lose progress or anything.
So there's a thing in the area where you're at, not terribly far in. First of all, the first big, like, assuming you kind of follow the cues of what it wants you to do, the first, like, big mission in that is go here and steal something. Holy crap. I died so many times there. And part of it was just like, there's just so many dudes, and I would get pretty far and then I would die. And then I'd get pretty far and I'd die. Then I would start rushing and I would die sooner and sooner and sooner. I'm like, oh my God.
And you keep looking at the top right of your screen like, please give me a save icon.
Yeah.
That's how I was at the end of the snow level.
That part was really tough.
You got all the guys with like the masks and the armor on and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, I'm bashing this dude in the head with a pipe 5 times and he's still just like, ha ha.
So, but anyways, you find something and it opens up like, one of the side quests or mysteries or whatever.
Yeah, field work.
One of those kinds of things. And it basically tells you got to find 3 things and they're spread across 3 areas that you've been to. And that's when it tells you how to go back and revisit it.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can't do it until that point or if it just never tells you until that point that it's an option.
Oh, I see.
But once I got that far, I'm like, all right, I want to go back. Let's start cleaning stuff up. And I think the only thing I have to do in the first area is buy the last book, but I don't have enough money. And then in the second area, I think I only have to buy a book and maybe one other thing, and I don't have enough money. And the money is all location specific. And
oh, Jesus. Okay.
So I guess the best thing
to do... Can you go there, pick up money, and then fast travel to level 5?
I don't think it respawns.
Fast travel?
You can fast travel back and forth, but I don't think it respawns.
Right.
So I think your best bet is you go to the red areas on the map and just look in tents and stuff and find like things you can steal or like the little boxes you can break open, like, and just slowly. It's not like I have $50 and I need 5,000. I probably have 50 and I need like 600. Like, it's not that much that I'm short, but like I have to find, but you never really get big windfalls of cash. Like you get them
20 euros.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I don't know. That's the only issue right now.
Are you going for the platinum?
Oh yeah.
See,
At this point, I'm like, this is forget about Dark Souls. This will be my 100th platinum.
Oh yeah, that's right. See, I don't know if I'm going to get the platinum. I think I probably will.
But what I will say, I'm enjoying, like,
yeah,
the game is definitely clicking with me now, and I've actually enjoyed a lot going back and collecting this stuff. I thought it was going to be, now that I need to just find money, it's a little annoying.
Yeah.
But doing all the other stuff, I didn't realize there were books you could buy that would show all the medicine locations and all the...
Oh.
Yeah. I thought you just had to find them.
Oh, so you don't even need a guide to get the platinum. You just need
but you got to
money.
buy those.
Yeah.
And I don't know if those count towards... Like, I don't know if you need to buy them
if they count
as part of the collectibles, or you just need to buy them because it'll help you find the collectibles that you do need. But... yeah, go buy those, and then you see all the artifacts, all the medicine, all the this, all the that, and then you just boop, 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 make your way around, find them all. Like, I'm enjoying that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's a couple parts in the Vatican where, like, stuff that I missed was, remember the whole, like, fire area near the end?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had to go down there and grab something, and there's no, I wish you could, I found this out way too late. If you go into the options and you go to, I think it's like accessibility or something, there is an option to just turn on like permanent waypoints. So you don't have to like, remember how you would pull up your map and put it away and, I got to go that way, and then it would disappear?
Really?
There's something you can turn on that makes it stay. Whatever you're tracking, it shows the icon.
Oh, that's cool.
But like, it only helps you so much. It's not like it's a waypoint. Like,
yeah.
if you're down there in that like tomb, there's been times where I'm like, I cannot find my way out of this. And it's not like there's waypoints. I go to this doorway and then that door.
No, it's
like,
just the
I got to go that
here.
way in general, but maybe I have to go.
Well, that was my problem.
At
the end of the snow level, I was like, to get to the front of the boat, I was like, what? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, and
So
I don't know what the
navigating
yellow
is kinda
rooms are and the
tough.
red rooms and stuff. I'm like, I don't know.
I couldn't make any sense of that map.
I am loving the story, and I do think a big part of it is just how freaking good Troy Baker is.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Gina looks familiar. Like, I don't think she wasn't in any of the movies or anything, but she just looks familiar. I don't know why. The AI in this, I will say, they can spot you from a mile away.
But if you duck, you're invisible.
Also, Gina just is like standing in the hallway, and there's no Metal Gear like.
Well,
she's
and
just,
there's
like,
times where
standing
like
there in front
she'll
of them.
like engage one of the guys, and she's like, poof, boom, poof, poof. And I'm like, yeah, kicks his ass. I'm like sitting there watching it. I'm like, is she actually doing anything? I don't think she ever actually. I don't think it's doing any damage.
I think
because
I've
I've
seen
sat
her
there
knock-
and watched her like punch 100 times.
She's
like,
knocked somebody down, but it was after I was trying to fight off two dudes or something, and I hit this guy, and then I went back over here, and then I went back because I was thinking I still had to fight this guy, and the music went. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
and then they just start talking. I was like, wow, okay.
What it kind of reminds me of, both because of the first person perspective and some of the gameplay elements and whatever, it kind of reminds me of Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8. But what it really reminds me of from those games, I feel like the blocking was OP in Resident Evil.
It is not in this.
I never block. But I feel like ducking in this game is blocking from Resident Evil. Like
To avoid being seen, you mean?
Yeah.
Or during
if you
fights.
just
Okay.
duck and just like
Yeah.
you can sneak behind anybody. You can literally like
There's been a
crouch.
lot of times where I'm like, I've died a few times, like on the boat, and I was like, "There's these three dudes here." The first time I get there, I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna push him over the edge because that's fun." And then this guy sees me, and this guy sees me. And I'm like, "Oh God, okay, grab a pipe, boom, 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 fight him off." Okay, I got this guy. Okay, now run over here, and then there's this guy up here with a shotgun. He kills me. That happens a few times, and I go back, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just duck and
You
snake
just
walk.
walk right past
I'm
it.
just gonna snake walk, and they have no idea. I'm like, wow, Indy is better at stealth than Snake or Big Boss are. I assume the big guy. What is his name? It's not Lucas, but it's like
Locus.
Locus. He's going to be a good guy.
I assume.
I think at the end of the day, that group of people and Indy
I
and
think
Gina
they're
are
the
going to
good
be on the
guys.
same side,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. But I do like how he was like, I don't know why you're asking me. I wasn't the one at the Vatican that like did all that stuff. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm really digging it.
No, I'm definitely going to get the platinum.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. The one thing I don't know about the platinum, I definitely want to beat it before 1 week from now, because Doom is out next Thursday. And that, I'm like, I have to play that. Unless the reviews come out and it's like a 70 or something, which I can't imagine. I'm just like, I am more excited for Doom the Dark Age.
My only concern, this is my kind of first person shooter game. And it gets back to the whole conversation we had with like Metroid
What is a
Prime.
first person shooter? Yeah.
It's not really a first person shooter. Doom, I don't know if that's it's not Call of Duty. Call of Duty is definitely not my kind of first person shooter. Doom is maybe somewhere, it's not even like it's half, you've got like Indiana Jones and you've got Call of Duty. And it's not like Doom is in the middle. It's like a triangle. Like it's a totally different experience. It's not like it's somewhere in between. It's a totally different experience that maybe I'll enjoy, but I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet. If the reviews come out and it's like over a 90,
I feel like it
probably
might be. And I also think...
But honestly, also, when I'm done with Indy, there's a part of me that wants to go back and play The Last of Us 2 and get that played.
I know. I'm going at that point. I probably will at some point out of spite. But the thing that I think you will like about this Doom is it's not supposed to be... It's nowhere near as fast-paced as Eternal was, which that's what gives me hope. Also, there's difficulty sliders and stuff. So I don't really care if I'm a bitch boy. If I get in and I just try to play this on normal and I'm getting my ass handed to me, yeah. It does seem like it's going to be like Ender Magnolia was, where it's like, okay, you can turn down the damage you take and you can turn up the damage you do a little bit, but then you don't have to set this thing. So I don't know, but I'm super looking forward to it.
Yeah. I might get it. I'm on the fence, but
anything else on Indy?
No, I like it a lot. It's
a lot.
I mean, I haven't played that much.
Yeah.
It's my game of the year right now.
Mine is still Blade Chimera, dude.
Really?
I hope that comes to PlayStation, because if you're not going to get it on Switch, man, that game is so freaking good. What was I just going to look up? Oh yeah, I want to see 13 hours I've played Indy.
I bet I'm around there.
James is playing Fortnite right now. How dare you, sir? Actually, he's playing twice. James Solar and the real Mr. Solar. How is that? What is going on? Does James have two accounts that I'm friends with? Oh, no, that's the Mrs. Solar. They're playing together. Okay. Well, that's cute. That's fine then.
That's cute.
All right, let's get into the news of the week. Not a lot to talk about. There's a few big things. First off, GTA 6 got delayed. I was wrong. I really thought, like with everything that Take-Two was saying and Strauss and Rockstar and everything, I was like, it's not getting delayed. It's coming out this year.
I never felt good about it.
I know. I was too optimistic. And I don't know why. I'm like one of the most pessimistic people that there are in this world. I don't know. But now it's coming out 5/26/26. Supposedly. I still think it's going to end up coming out next September. I don't even know if I'm going to be alive then.
No, I think now that they've given a date, I think it's that date.
I hope so.
I don't think it'll get delayed again. The fact that they gave a specific date, not just spring 26.
First half of 26,
yeah.
But the good thing is they put out a new trailer.
That made me forget about how angry I was about the delay real quick.
I was like...
I'm like, oh my God. I mean, part of me was like, you're keeping me from this, and I hate you. But also, I'm like, this might be the prettiest and most fun-looking game. Rockstar just knows how to make... I'm not saying they only know, but they know how to make trailers.
Yeah.
The game's beautiful, whatever. But just like how it's put together and the music and I'll say the art direction, the whatever you want to call it. I'm like, I've never wanted to play a game so bad in my life. Like,
yeah.
And I'm not usually big into like Grand Theft Auto. I'm more about just doing sandboxy stuff and GTA Online. But this, I'm like, I don't care. I want to play this game so bad.
I was excited for GTA 5, and I still remember getting it on friggin' PS3. That's the other thing you got to realize. Yeah. Like, I think in our heads, GTA 5 was a PS4 game. It was a PS3, Xbox 360 game that then they up-resed, and then they up-resed it again for PS5. Like, so we went a whole generation without a Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, I try to tell myself, man, this is what they've been cooking. I get it. Like, this is one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
So we'll be playing GTA 6 on PS5, 6, probably a
7.
remaster on 7, and then we'll get GTA 7 on PS8
10.
15 years from now.
I don't think we ever get another GTA, actually.
I don't think we ever get another PlayStation.
No, I think
No,
we'll get one more. We'll
Yeah.
get one more. We'll do one more. One more.
The
The
PlayStation.
PlayStation. Eventually, it will. It'll just be the PlayStation app.
This is a PlayStation.
That's the stupidest marketing
This is
ever.
a PlayStation. This is a PlayStation.
So we got two protagonists. Because I thought this whole, up until now, I really thought you just played as Lucia.
So did I. I'm glad. I'm not trying to be that guy.
I know.
But I'm glad there's a dude too. Like, I'm not saying like I have nothing against Horizon, Tomb Raider, whatever other games.
GTA is just different.
But yeah, if I'm, it just doesn't seem like you should only have the option to play as a female. It doesn't. I don't know. So I'm glad it's plus just the vibe is cool. It's a very Bonnie and Clyde thing going on. Like I dig it. I'm glad it's two people. We don't need three at two.
Yeah.
Two's plenty, but like
yeah, I wonder if they're going to do the whole, you hold up and then you go to the other character or something. Hey, smoke weed every day.
put it in the air.
Hey, yeah. That's what I was trying to say. And I just couldn't get there. The fact that Rockstar, like it said, I think it was Chris that sent it the Discord, was like captured on PS5. And I was like, damn, okay. They doubled down and said, yes.
Yeah.
They said
PS5.
that was a mixture of cutscenes
In-game.
and gameplay on PS5. Now, they didn't say PS5 or PS5 Pro. But, dude, holy shit. Maybe I didn't need to get a PS5 Pro. I don't know. But holy shit. And, like, they introduced all these characters. I love that somebody tweeted, like, wow, GTA 6 looks insane, and it's Too Fast, Too Furious. It's Paul Walker and Eva Mendes. I was like, basically, that's what this is going to be. Yeah. I can't wait to see, like, just the little... I want just, like, a 10-minute gameplay demo. I want to know how do you switch between characters? Yeah. How big is the map? What's the weapon wheel look like and everything? And at some point, like I'm trying to remember back to GTA 5 and when did they start talking about GTA Online? Like obviously we didn't know it was going to be this.
I bet we get it by the end of next year
because it was just a month from 5. Five came out in September, and then I think it might have been October 1st, so it might have just been 2 or 3 weeks that Online launched.
I figure it's about 6 months.
And can you?
Maybe that's the delay. Maybe they're like, no, we want them to both come out at the same time.
That's what a rumor. It might have been somebody in the Discord, Derek, or somebody might have sent it in the Discord. But the rumor that I had seen somewhere was that like they're just polishing single player now. The reason for the delay is to get online to whatever it's going to be. But also, I'm like, so does it integrate with GTA Online 1? What is it?
Yeah, is
called?
it GTA Online 2?
Does my character come
Vice
over?
City Online?
Is there just
like,
2 maps? Yeah, like I don't like you fly from one place to the other.
With all, no offense, with all the cheating shenanigans from
again.
online, somebody will find a way to do it. But I feel like you've got to start from scratch. You have to.
I earned those 3 garages of cars legitimately. And my level 164 or whatever it is. Oh yeah, so they did the trailer in the first 24 hours. 475 million views. Like they can literally they can't literally. They almost can charge whatever the hell they want.
Oh, if they came out tomorrow and said May 26, 2026, $99.
$100. I'm like,
take
okay.
my money now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't care.
I don't care. Like it's going to be at least 80. We'll talk about that here in a little bit.
That's assuming they don't try to pull some crap where GTA Online is a separate purchase. I would pay $100 if I know that gets me online also, which I assume it would. But
150, you play it 6 hours early. And I'm not doing that, Rockstar, but
a week early, no, I couldn't do it.
I do think this is going to be because Death Stranding is this year, Metal Gear is this year. So next year, all we really know for sure about that I care about is now GTA 6 and Saros, if that doesn't get delayed. The Returnal, not Returnal.
What is it
sequel.
called?
Saros? I don't know how you say Saros.
Sorrows. Yeah, okay.
Rahul. That's going to mess me up. It's just Rahul Kohli. I'm like, can't I just create it? Nothing against him, but it's just weird that it's like, there's Rahul
for the
Kohli.
most part, you're just going to see the back of his head.
I know, but his hair's going to be going all like Aloy and stuff. I don't know. GTA 6, it's easily my most anticipated game.
That's another one with a female protagonist. Returnal. I had no problem with that.
Oh, yeah.
But GTA, yeah, it's different.
It's something about the grounded nature. Like, it's not fantasy or sci-fi. It's just this world, and you're just beating the shit out of cops, and you're shooting grenade launchers at helicopter. It's just something. There's a disconnect there.
If you're playing as Lucia and you have like a rocket launcher, and you shoot it, and you don't go like flying backwards, I'm just gonna be like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
But you also can't do that because
then
that
it's not
ruins
fun.
the game.
Yeah.
You need.
I love how people are so horny out there. The fact that like Rockstar, for like one of the shots, it's just like, whoom, your booty's just boom, 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 boom. I'm like, golly, you're just going for it.
Full Hideo.
Next up, hell is finally frozen over. We got Forza. We're getting Gears of War Reloaded on PS5. It's coming to everything except Switch, but it's coming to PS5. Gears of War is going to be on PS5 August. Gears of War Reloaded, August 26th, $40. I was like, what? One thing, well, let me go through everything. So it's going to be 4K 60 in single player. Multiplayer, you're going to be able to get 120 frames per second.
That seems weird. That seems like the opposite of how it should be. Why can you get all the way up to 120 in multiplayer, but only 60 single player? It seems backwards to me.
Well, I would guess because you're on a much smaller map. You're not having to load in a bunch of
yeah.
You just got people running around a map and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. 4K assets, remastered textures, improved shadows and reflections. They said there's no loading screens in the campaign. That's freaking awesome. There is crossplay and cross progression. It does include all DLC from the original release, which includes an extra campaign act, all the multiplayer maps, and all the multiplayer modes. Characters and cosmetics are available through progression. It is a free upgrade for Xbox owners if you already own the God of War. I knew I was going to do it at some point. Gears of War Ultimate Edition. This is the second time this has been remastered. This is now like The Last of Us Remastered, The Last of Us Part 1. We've got Gears of War Ultimate, Gears of War Reloaded. I am so in. Like, I've only played Gears of War. I fired up that one time for like a half hour on my Series S.
So where is one scene in terms of
what?
Gears of War 1?
Oh, where does it rank amongst the...
Yeah, is it considered to be the best, or it's like, no, 2 is the best, or 3, or 1 is actually the worst? Or
I think it might be 3, but I think the consensus is that the original trilogy...
3, 1, 2,
I don't
4,
know,
5, or something.
The original trilogy is amazing.
Yeah.
It is weird that it's not a collection. That does make me worried for Halo. Well, that's what I was going to say. We've now got 2 parts of the Holy Trinity. We got Forza, we got Gears. Halo's obviously coming. Now I'm worried, though, like, are we not getting Master Chief? Are we just going to get the rumored Halo, remastered, and that's it? I'll probably still buy it. If nothing else, just the fact that I'm going to be playing Gears of War. Forza, I don't really care because it's Forza, whatever. It's not that weird to me. Gears of War on my PS5 is going to be so friggin' weird. It's not going to be like, it's not as jarring as Sonic on Nintendo after Sega went away. That's still, you had to be there. It's just so weird. But I'm in. The fact that it's only $40, if it was like 60 or 70, I would have wanted at least the trilogy. But you don't have to give me all 5. Give me the trilogy if it's going to be $70 or something. But what are you thinking? Are you in?
I think so. I mean, for $40, I feel like, yeah, I'm in. If it was 60 or 70, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't really know much about it. But for 40, that's kind of that sweet spot where I'm like, why wouldn't I be?
I wipe my ass with 40. It is the godfather of all modern third-person cover-based shooters. Like,
yeah,
that's where it started. And I do wonder now if whatever the next one's called.
When I think of Gears of War,
E-Day.
the first thing I think about...
Mad World.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
That was that the first one?
That was the first one. That was they did a trailer for it, and then it was so good that they turned it into the commercial. And all I remember is Marcus is like, he just like looks up, and there's some gigantic locust or whatever the bad guys are in this. I think I might actually got that right. Are they the locusts?
Yeah.
The clickers. I'm so in on this.
Yeah.
Last item on the news list. These are all real quick. Speaking of Microsoft, wow. If y'all thought the PS5 Pro was ridiculous, buddy. Microsoft has increased their price in the US, UK, and Europe for every console. The Series S, 512 gig. The crappy Series S goes up from $300 to $380. What are you laughing at?
Something coming up.
Okay. The Series S 1 terabyte edition goes from $350 to $430.
Okay, continue.
The Series X digital goes from $450 to $550. The Series X, the standard Series X, $500, now it's $600. Oh, if you want the Series X with 2 terabytes, it goes from $600 to $730 for a standard Series X with just a bigger hard drive. And it's the Galaxy black color or whatever. I don't know how that's different from the regular black that it comes in. It's more expensive than a PS5 Pro. First party games, they've said they're jumping up to $80 at some point this year. They didn't say when. Some of the accessories did go up in price also. The thing I was surprised, though, good on them, I guess, they didn't up the price of Game Pass. But they probably think they don't have to if they're going to start selling like Halo 6 or 7 or whatever it is going to be on PS5 for $80 and Gears of War E-Day for $80. They don't need to raise the price of Game Pass. They'll just we'll just get that money from PlayStation and Nintendo. What were you going to say?
So I don't want to be that guy.
Oh, I know what you were laughing at. Okay. The next line A, right? Yeah. It's a name from the past, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to say this without any
bias.
Yeah. I'm exaggerating, but
I know.
Nobody was buying these anyway.
Why would anybody buy one
Who is
now?
ever going to buy them now?
I know.
Secondly, there's a part of me that thinks this is some weird ploy by Microsoft to just... This is them starting to ease out of the console business and just say...
buying the consoles,
Right, and just turn into this is an Xbox and there are no... Everything's an Xbox now. Game Pass... If you don't have Game Pass, you're stupid. I feel like that's the beginning of that. We're already past the beginning of that, but I feel like this is the next step and just stop buying our consoles. We don't want to make them anymore. Just
right.
Sign up for Game Pass. Give us all your money every month and we'll keep putting games on it. I don't know. It seems insane.
Yeah, it's
Galaxy Edition has sparkles.
Wow. And it's more than a PS5 Pro, which blows it away. That's crazy. PS5 Pro comes with 2 terabytes also. Now that I think about it. I don't know what else to say here except just damn. I don't know. I got nothing. I know Sony raised the price of the PS5, the base digital edition, some places around the globe. They didn't raise it here. Oh, that's what I was going to say. It's weird that...
Is this globally or is this just US? Or did price go up?
This is US, but I didn't list the UK.
But they went up
Europe.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the US got hit the hardest. I think the UK, it only went up by, instead of 80 and 100, it went up 20 and 50 pounds or whatever it is. This is the first generation. I guess we're just
there's no more price drops.
No, we got
the release
PS5.
date was as cheap as you'll get it.
Exactly. What in the world? And I know we're just coming off the Switch 1 where it stayed the exact same price outside of holidays and stuff. It stayed $300 for its entire life, but it didn't go from $300 to $400. It's just, I guess the days of price drops are gone. And I wonder how much is the whole, the tariffs and all this stuff and how much is just it's an excuse.
There's a part of me that thinks it's more that.
And Colin talked about this on the last episode, and I think he's right. Like, does Sony just follow suit and be like, well, okay, we're going to raise the price too?
I think they will, but they're going to coast on this.
That's what Colin's saying is like, if they can just
weather the storm for a few months,
you can put Microsoft not out of business, but like they don't matter anymore. Like,
but you also can't twist the knife and be like, wow, guess what? PlayStation is still this much. And then a month later, be like, well, okay, now it is. Like,
now the Pro
so they
is
can't really.
800. Yeah.
It's almost certainly going to go up. I would think. They better be very sure they're not going to raise the price before they start taking any
jabs.
Yeah.
Here's how you share games.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't know who's buying an Xbox. I don't get it. You do you, Phil Spencer. Now it's time for the wrap up. Sean. Half-Life 3 is reportedly playable from beginning to end. I have not heard the words Half-Life 3 in a long time, but this comes from Tyler McVickler.
Tiller McVickler.
Is that what I said? Tiller?
Tiller McVickler.
He's an insider who's done previous Val Scoop, so I guess that's probably when we talked. Do you have that clip saved?
I've got it somewhere. I'll find it.
It's been codenamed HLX. It's not in VR. He said it's being play tested religiously. He said by this point in development, Half-Life Alyx had leaked a lot more. But he said based on the stage of development that it's at, he thinks it could be announced this summer and not this winter. I feel like I'm just in a fever dream because I just put this in here because I wanted to talk about it. I don't believe any of this.
I don't believe it.
Like, I assume Half-Life 3 will happen at some point. Like, Half-Life 2 came out in 2004. It's been 21 years. And I think Half-Life 2 episode 2 was 2007. So it's been almost 20 years since that. Did you find it?
No, different one.
Taylor. So, yeah. Today, as we're recording this, a bunch of previews went up for Death Stranding 2, or maybe that was yesterday. I don't know. Time's a flat circle. They also revealed a special edition DualSense. No, I'm not getting that. Death Stranding 2 sounds like it could be one of my favorite games of all time. So some of the news we got, it's set in Mexico and Australia. There's a day-night cycle. There are environmental hazards now like floods and wildfires. There's new BT enemies. There's new human enemies. They said the story progresses a lot quicker and you get a lot of structures and stuff you can build sooner. Again, I didn't have a problem with the pacing, but I knew Sean was never going to get through chapter 3. But maybe he'll get through it now.
Tiller McVickler.
Do it again.
Tiller McVickler.
Tiller McVickler. Do you know what episode that was?
My stupid laugh.
When you do the wheeze laugh. Stupid.
Good old Tiller McVickler.
All the previews they were played on a base PS5 and they said it's beautiful and it's awesome, so I can't wait to play it on PS5 Pro. Kojima says he does have a concept for Death Stranding 3, but someone else is gonna have to make it. He's not gonna make it. Well, I'm like, well then I'm not playing it. You know, like nobody's gonna play it. Only Kojima can come up with games like Death Stranding. I'm not gonna play it if somebody else is making it. Sony announces a new studio because they didn't learn from Firewalk and Concord. Who was that? Was that Fire Sprite? There's Firewalk and Fire Sprite.
I can't keep track.
They announced a studio that for some reason is named Team LFG. This is a real thing. I thought it was April 1st. But the LFG, Sean, it stands for Team Looking for Group. That's not English. They said they're driven to make games where players can find friendship, community, and belonging. I like that. But Team Looking for Group is the stupidest thing I've ever. I thought, what was the last one? Dark Wolves or something that they just announced? What was
something like that? Yeah.
Oh, Outlaw Torn or something. It was Metallica. It was Dark Outlaw. That's what it was. That sounds amazing compared to Team LFG.
Yeah. What's
even dumber though? Well, this is good. It's comprised of veterans from Bungie, Fortnite, and Roblox. The studio is based in Washington, and they are working on, and I shit you not, I quote this from the PS blog post, quote, a team-based action game that draws inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and frog-type games. What in the blue freaking hell is a frog? Is that literally Frogger? What other frog? I'm surprised they didn't say, and Strand games, too. Like, what is a frog-type game? Oh, my God. What is Sony doing? I thought we were past this stupid stuff.
I don't know. I don't like it.
What I'm not sure of, and I didn't do a lot of research, I'm just Sony will talk, or not, that's not his name. Tom, no. What the hell is his name? Colin will talk about it tomorrow. But there's been all these rumors about this team inside of Bungie that wasn't announced yet that was called Team Jelly Beans or something was their code name. I know it sounds stupid, but it's something like that.
Better than Team LFG.
No, it's not Jelly Beans. Gummy Bears was their code name.
It's still better.
I know, but I wonder if that's this team or if that's still something else. I don't know. But
looking for gummy bears.
What a stupid... Oh, there you go. Mafia: The Old Country was officially announced. It's out August 8th for only $50. This game looks rad. I know.
I've never played Mafia.
I haven't either, but it's a linear, narrative-driven game. It's not open world. This, like in when I've got Death Stranding. Oh, I don't have GTA anymore. I just something like this might be perfect. A linear, narrative-driven game might be fun.
But didn't you
and
just,
it's only
wasn't there
$50.
something? Oh, what do you call it? Gears of War is also August.
Oh, the exact, is it the same? Oh,
no,
that's
it's a couple weeks
26,
later. But
I mean, I don't, this is one of those I'm going to wait to see. I just like that it's priced at $50. I like that it's not open world. Not everything has to be open world. And I'm excited for it. And it's set in the old country.
Italy,
Yeah. What's the new country?
America.
Returnal, for its 4th anniversary, got a PS5 Pro patch today. It increases the resolution, they say, by 2.5 times, according to Housemark. I don't know, Sean. No, I don't know if I'm going to do it.
From
beautiful to more beautiful,
60. Oh, wait, no, resolution.
Resolution, not frames.
That's 1080p.
Playing that, seeing that on my PS5 Pro, that might actually be enough to make me go back. But like, I can't. I never got past the second boss. I should look up how much time I dumped. I had to have dumped at least 10 to 15 hours, and I just never got past level 2. I just couldn't do it. When I beat Freaky, I thought I was like the best ever, and that was it. Sea of Stars, the free Watchmaker DLC, is coming out May 20th. It's adding 8 hours of gameplay across new areas, dungeons, minigames, new enemies, bosses, and puzzles. This confuses me. So you also get new playable classes for Valir and Zale. Now, does that mean so I can play as Zale?
But with like different moveset or something?
Right.
I don't know.
But now Artie is also playable. I forget what she was. She was in the key art. She looks like... I don't remember who she was in the game, but she's playable now, and this is the update that'll also add local co-op for up to 3 players. That game is so good. But now that this is out, come on. What's next? Because obviously whatever they're making next is going to be in this world, too. Like, I don't know if it's another Messenger. I don't know if it's another RPG. My guess would be it's neither, but, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sega has announced that for some reason there's a new Echo the Dolphin game in development. I don't even know that Fever Dream. What are we talking about here? Also, we're getting remasters of Echo and Echo the Lost Dungeon or whatever it's called, the second one. The Tides of Time.
Tides of Time.
Why?
Wait, is that what it's called? Tides of Time?
We both said it, so it must be.
Tides of Fate?
No, it's Tides of Time. He goes like back in time, or she. I don't know what Echo is. Elden Ring has hit 30 million copies sold. It is the best-selling game from Software of all time.
Good.
The Bungie spin-off team was working on a game named Project Gummy Bears. Team LFG is the name of the new team. Okay, so the team wasn't Gummy Bears. So Team LFG could be working on Gummy Bears. Frogs like gummy bears, right? I don't know.
Who doesn't?
I don't. I was going to say. Resident Evil 4 Remake has hit 10 million copies sold. It's the fastest Resident Evil game to get to that milestone. They also said Resident Evil 7 is now up to 15 million. That's the best selling in the series. I'm just glad it's not 6. And I think RE8 is like at 12 million. I think I saw. I didn't.
Are we ever getting 9?
Because that was 2021,
if Summer
right?
Game Fest comes and
years.
goes, and we don't hear anything about RE9, I'm gonna start getting very upset.
Well, yeah, because RE7 was 2017, RE8 was
I mean, we've gotten
2021.
kind of spoiled, but we've been getting either a new title or a remake, which is basically a new title almost every year.
Was last
for
year
like,
RE4? Or was that 23? I think it was 23.
I think it was 23. I don't think we got one last year. We're not getting one this year, it seems like.
No. I don't know. Yeah, that sucks. Kingdom Come Deliverance has sold 2 million copies. Nope. Resident Evil. Jesus Christ. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has sold 3 million copies. The original game's up to 10 million now. This is one of those games where it looks cool and stuff. Do you know what you do in this? It is like a friggin' life sim. It is like Red Dead 2 levels of you got to eat, you got to sleep, you got to bathe, all this bullshit. I'm like, why? I don't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, thank you. Oblivion Remastered already hits 4 million copies sold, and that's with it being on Game Pass. Are you interested in that at all? We haven't even talked since it actually got announced.
I've several times toyed with
Skyrim.
getting Skyrim off of PS Plus, but I'm just like, I would have to have like 3 months of I know I can spend a lot of time playing video games, and there's nothing else coming before I even think about booting that up. But if I ever did, it'd probably be that, not Oblivion.
Yeah. Split Fiction has hit 4 million copies sold. RE4 VR was last year. So
Really?
we did technically get a game.
Oh, RE4 VR.
VR. So we got an update. Split Fiction hits 4 million copies sold. Also, apparently, it's getting a movie adaptation starring Sydney Sweeney.
Didn't you just say this about something else?
I said it. I looked back. I said it last episode about Outrun.
That's what it was. Well, she's busy.
I don't get it. Whatever. Claire Obscura. Expedition 33 has hit 1 million sold, not including Game Pass. Are you going to get this? I feel like this is so...
It
no?
looks... I didn't really know much about it, and then I looked into it, and I'm like, this looks like a modern, old-school RPG. Like, it's still very much turn-based, but it looks like a new game.
Also, though, you can dodge,
But yeah,
and you
there's...
can parry and stuff, so I'm like...
Yeah.
It's almost
It's an
like they took
interesting-
Sea of Stars and put it into, like,
Yeah.
not 16-bit graphics.
I'm intrigued. I don't know that I'll get it.
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot of other stuff, but...
It's the highest rated game this year. It's like a 92 or 93 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was the highest, I don't know if it still is, like, user score ever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if it still is. But
Yeah, I did hear that. Lost Soul Aside got delayed to August 29th. PS Plus Essential Games were announced for May, and they are Ark Survival Ascended. I feel like every other month we get an Ark game on here, and I've never played any of them.
It's been many months since I've been excited about
Yeah.
a PS Plus Essential month. And it's not ending this month.
It-
I don't know
it's
when
cool.
the last game that was a monthly game that I was excited about was. But it's been a long time. It was before this year, I think.
It's cool that Belatro's there, but I've got it on my phone, and I bought it for free on my PlayStation when I was doing
You already have
the
2
Stars
Georges.
points. I already have 2 Georges. I don't need another George. And now this last game, Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun. Once I saw this, I was like, okay.
I saw you said it was like an old school
You need to look up the
FPS.
trailer for it. This looks fun. This looks like a fun... Now, it doesn't even have a platinum, so you don't have to worry about that. This looks like a fun 4 or 5 hour palate cleanser of a game. Like, between the big
But is it like
releases.
old school Doom, Duke Nukem? Like, is it meant to look like retro, or it's still modern, but
It's modern, but it's
more
like you're
bare bones?
You're walking and you're doing this as you're walking, and you've got the gun here, and the gun does, from what I remember, the gun and stuff, it is somewhat pixelated. It's not like full 3D awesome looking models and stuff, but it doesn't look like Doom or Duke Nukem. It does kind of look like Duke Nukem for a new age. It looks like so much fun. So this, yeah.
This looks like old. This looks like, okay. This reminds me of like Quake or like Unreal Tournament or. Hello.
Homelander.
Yeah.
You have got to watch that show. It is so...
Okay, this actually does look good.
Yeah.
But is it all multiplayer?
No,
Oh,
that's all single player.
Oh, it looks like it would be multiplayer. Okay, this actually does look cool. Okay, well,
Yeah, so that I'm excited for, but it's also it's a 2-year-old game that I didn't even know existed.
I didn't either.
Colin's been big into the whole boomer shooter thing, like old school shooters like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this one's for free. Yeah, I'll play it. I already downloaded it. I haven't tried it yet.
Really?
But yeah. That is it for this episode of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Thank you all so much for being here. We're recording this so late in the week. I don't think we're going to podcast next week.
I'm going to
Probably
be gone
the week after that. You're gone next week? All week?
all week.
Yeah. Where are you going?
Pennsylvania. No, we're fine.
Remember
Living
when
it up.
Everybody used to think, like, when you're young, the Poconos sounds like it's like Key Largo, Montego, the Poconos, but it's just a forest in Pennsylvania.
It's like mountains, right?
Whatever. Yeah, it's like not.
I never thought of it as Key Largo or Montego.
Everybody at some point in their lives thought the Poconos was something like tropical.
I don't think so. I think that might just be you.
No, it's definitely like a thing that people
Really?
thought. Yes.
I've never heard of that, and I don't think
Nobody probably watches this far, but if you're still watching, let us know if you thought what the Poconos was. Why? Why did you just boop yourself? If you're still watching, let us know. Did I say let us knows?
Poke a nose.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for poking the nose.